AppInventor, today's AppInventor workshop. My name is Nithya and I'll be one of your instructors for today.
My name's Lauren and I'll also be your instructor today. Our goals for today is to set up the Android emulator and get started with AppInventor. And we'll start creating your first app.
So like we said before, you guys should have already received an email stating that you should download the Android emulator and install the emulator. But if you guys have not, that is fine and we can do it right now. So what an Android emulator is, it's basically an application you can install on your laptop that emulates or replicates an Android phone. Remember, you only need to do this if you don't have an Android phone. So please go to this link if you haven't downloaded it or you don't have an Android. Also, has everybody created their account in MIT AppInventor?
Yeah. Excuse me, I'm a little bit late, so can you repeat the presentation, please?
What?
I was a little bit late in the class, so please can you repeat the presentation?
We just said welcome to AppInventor and just stated our goals. So we're just going to set up our Android emulator, get started with AppInventor, and we're going to create our first app. So those are our goals for today. Sure. If you do not have an Android phone, then you will need to download the emulator. And to do that, you'll go to this link.
Okay.
Just as a quick question, does everybody also have their account in MIT AppInventor?
Type yes if you have an account.
Or you can say yes, either. If you do not have an account, then you just need to search up MIT AppInventor. So make sure that that website is open. So search up MIT AppInventor, click on the link, and just click on Create Account.
Oh, thank you, Eugene.
So for those of you who do not have, who do have an Android phone, you do not need to set up an emulator. I am going to be using an Android phone today. So you will need to download an app for this if you are not using the emulator. So you're going to go to your Android phone and you're going to go to your Play Store and then just search for MIT AppInventor Companion. So select the first option. It should say AI2 Companion on it. And then you're just going to download the app. Downloading the emulator will take around 5 to 10 minutes. And downloading the app will take around 1 to 2 minutes. Because I can't really see the chat, can you guys say yes if you have downloaded the emulator?
The slides and recording will be posted on the website. Okay. Type no if you are having trouble with the emulator or the app.
So if you have the app on your phone, it should look something like this. So.
Okay, if you have a Chromebook, you should Sarah, do you have an Android phone? Do you have an Android phone? Okay, then download the emulator at...
Excuse me?
Yes.
Is it a 16 MB?
Hmm?
What's the size of the app? 16 MB?
I'm not sure.
Let me see. Where does it say the size? I think it's around 16 MB.
Okay.
Okay, download that. And Sarah, download the emulator at the link. Could you send it again? Did you send the link?
The link to the emulator.
Yeah.
Put it in the chat. Oops.
Chat is should be on your screen, your Zoom screen.
Yeah. Here is sent it in the chat.
Okay. So click that link and you'll get instructions to download the emulator. And Sarah, you have Chrome, so you would click instructions for Windows.
It's asking for the 6-digit code.
Okay.
Oh, right. So later on, when we will connect from our computer to our phone, you will be typing in a 6-digit code. You will use that later when you create our first app.
Will that be same for everyone, right?
That's only if you have an Android phone.
Okay, that's...
Yeah. Okay, Sarah, you got it. Yes, we're still on installing the app. Okay, type no in the chat if you're still struggling with the emulator. Okay, let's move on to the next slide. So the first app we're gonna code on AppInventor is the Talk to Me app. Okay, so go to the AppInventor website and create a new project by clicking Start Project. Wait, actually, yeah, Start New Project. And name the project Talk to Me with no spaces.
So if you're done with that, you can type in yes or put a little thumbs up for reaction.
What's the code for what? Oh, the 6-digit code.
That is in the end when we create our first app. When we are going to connect to our Android phone, you will need to type in a code which will appear on your computer. So that's something we'll be doing later. So you guys all done creating your project? Or like the name? If so,
click the Talk to Me tutorial. No, don't click the Talk to Me tutorial. Okay, let's move on to the next slide.
so if you will see, right when you create your first project, AppInventor will open up the designer window. So the designer is where you create the graphical user interface, or basically the way the app is painted. In the designer window, you can choose many components like buttons, images, and text boxes to add into your viewer. So once you created your Talk to Me app, this is what you should see on your computer screen. So you'll see your palette, viewer, components list, and properties. In the palette, that's where you can choose all the components you want to use in your app. And the viewer is where you arrange your components. Whatever you see on your viewer is what you will see on your emulator or on your Android phone. You'll also see this components list, which is just like its name, list of components. And the properties is where you can change the settings of your components. So for example, if you were going to use a button and you would drag it into your viewer, if you wanted to change the background color of your button to like red, then you can change that properties in the component settings over here.
So this is how to add a button. You click user interface and a list of elements will drop down. You would click and drag the word button in the palette and then drop it in the viewer, drop it in the viewer space. And then a new button will appear on the viewer. This is what it looks like. So right here we see the button option. We click and drag that into the viewer and then drop it there.
This is how your guys' screen should look like, something like this. Are we all done with that step? Shall we move on?
No.
No? Okay.
See, and now you're showing for the ones who are using the link, right?
Now we are showing how to add our first button.
That I understand, but what about the Android phone users?
Oh,
You also work on the computer.
so it doesn't matter if you have an Android phone or an emulator. You do everything is on a computer. But at the end, when you finish your app, when you want to connect, you will connect to your phone or connect to your emulator. So it doesn't matter if you're using a phone or emulator. You'll do all of your programming here on the computer. I'm sorry if that wasn't clear before.
Okay, but I'm having a problem with the computer. It's written that this app cannot be reached. The site cannot be reached. That's the main problem going on the computer screen.
This site cannot be reached. Okay, I'll send you the link and you can try again.
Okay, thank you.
Are you using a Chrome browser? Are you using a Chrome browser or Safari? Because I think it only works on a Chrome browser.
I'm using the Chrome one, but it's written that you cannot use the site.
Oh.
Did you try again?
Okay, I'll tell you. Thank you.
Okay, cool. We'll move on.
Okay. So now that we have added our button, we are going to connect for a first time just to see how the app would look like on our emulator or our phone. So if you are using the emulator, then you're going to click connect and select emulator. So if I were going to go over here, you'll see this over here. This says connect. You're going to click on that and you're going to select emulator. This will take about 30 seconds and your phone along with your app will slowly appear. You have to be patient because the emulator will take a while to start up.
So if you have an Android phone, you go to the website and then so if you have a Windows, I think you have to manually launch the AI starter program. So it would be a program on your laptop. And then and then you go to the website and click connect, and you'll see an option for AI companion and click that. A code will appear on your computer and you type that into your app and then be patient for it to connect.
Excuse me, Lauren.
Yeah.
Can you please tell me again because I missed something? I'm on the site.
Okay, so launch your AI starter on your computer.
Where do I have to go? It's a normal screen written MIT AppInventor with some of the basic options on the top bar and an ad in the bottom one.
Right, yeah, I think you're in the right place. Wait, do you know how Windows users launch the AI starter?
Yeah.
No. I'm using Windows for the first time. It was a laptop kept. Yeah.
Are you using Windows?
Yes, I'm on a Windows one.
Okay, show him how to launch the AI starter.
So wait, are you on this screen right now? Like, is this what your screen looks like?
Now let me show you the image in my video. Just wait for a minute.
Okay. Okay, so at the top where it says create apps, you're gonna click on that. So it's an orange button which says create app, I think, and then you're just gonna click on that and you should be able to sign in.
There.
At the top, there's like an orange button.
Yes, I'm there.
And does it tell you to sign in with an account?
Yes, I sign in with the account. Then it tells me to accept the privacy terms.
So
Okay.
accept the privacy statements.
That's done.
So you're just gonna accept that and then you should continue on and you should end up in something which looks like this.
Can you just rewind, please?
So can you show me your screen again?
There's not a mobile phone coming. It's like this only.
Oh, yeah, great, you're in the right
Right.
spot. So if you go over here, so at the top it says My Projects, you're gonna click on Start New Project.
Done.
And then you will get to name your project. So name that project Talk to Me with no spaces. It should look like this here. Let me go back here. It should look something like this.
The TTM in capital, right?
Talk to Me.
Done.
Great. And we're gonna add in palette. There's user interface. You're gonna click on button and you're just gonna drag it into here.
On the right one. Thank you. Thanks, Nitya.
So are you using an emulator or a phone?
He's using a phone.
Phone? Okay. So for any of you who's using an emulator, you will need to click connect and select emulator. If you are using a phone, you'll need to click connect and select AI companion. So we are doing this.
Emulator. It's written a connecting.
So if I'm using an Android phone, so I'm gonna be selecting AI companion. So if I select AI companion, something like this will pop up. So do not use this code because this is my code, but I will type in my code. With those of you with the emulator, does it work for you guys?
No, it's written helper with a question mark. And the main one is written launch the AI start program on the computer and then try again.
You have to start your AI starter.
Oh, okay. So, but for everybody else, does it also work? Like type it in the chat or something. But if you have a Windows, you're gonna have to launch the AI starter. So,
Excuse me, Nitya.
if you have a Windows, you will need to launch the AI starter. I will be sending this link in the chat and you'll need to scroll down. So go to the chat. So with the code, you need to type it into your phone. So this is only if you have an Android phone. Oh, sorry, I didn't send it to everybody. With the code, you'll need to type it into your Android phone. So for those of you who are using an Android phone and there's a code which pops up on your screen, you'll need to type it into here, into your phone. This is only if you're using an Android phone. Like for this phone, I don't know if you can see me, but there's a code in which I typed, and then you're gonna click connect with code. But if you have a Windows, I sent you that link in the chat, and you're gonna scroll down to step 2, and there should be this. If you want to use the emulator with AppInventor, you will need to manually launch AI Starter on your computer when you log in. You can start AI Starter by clicking this icon on your desktop or using the entry in your start menu. So you can double click on this icon. You can't click it on this link, but you should have an icon like that on Windows. And then this should pop up. And then that's how you know that AI Starter has started.
So we'll be on the site because the link given by you, right?
Mm-hmm.
I'll be on that site which you've link provided, right?
Yeah.
Thanks.
And I'll just give you all the instructions on how you can launch the AI Starter. For those of you who have a MacBook, have you guys already started connecting, and are you able to see it on your phone or emulator?
So if you have a MacBook and an Android phone, wait. Okay, if you have a MacBook and an Android phone, you don't need to manually launch your AI Starter. Just connect to AI Companion directly. And I still don't understand where to put the code that you got on the computer and put it in your phone.
Okay, so I will be showing that right now if you look towards me. So this is my Talk to Me app screen, what it looks like right now. It says text for button 1. So at the top, you see connect. Oh, I need to reset my connection. Sorry. So at the top, you'll see connect, and you are using an Android phone, right? So you're gonna click on AI Companion, and something like this should pop up, and you're gonna type in that code. So if this is only if you have an Android phone. If you don't have an emulator, then you don't need to do all of this. You'll do it a different way. So my code is this. Don't type in this code because this is my code, but and then you're gonna click on connect with code on your phone, and it should connect to your phone.
Mm-hmm.
And this is how it looks like for me. So whatever I see on my viewer, I will see on your phone. And with the emulator, whatever you see on your viewer, you should see on your emulator. And yeah, that is how you'll connect. We will be connecting around 3 times each day just to check how things work. If you guys have managed to connect, can you give me a little thumbs up or a yes in the chat?
Where does it say a connect code on the phone?
On the phone.
It should look like this. Can you see my screen?
Yeah, but what is that like?
That's, have you downloaded the MIT AI MIT AppInventor app?
I
haven't downloaded it, but is it a website or?
Oh
It's
no, it's an app
on Google
on your
Store.
phone. So
Oh, okay.
to download that app, you're gonna go to the Play Store on Android. So do you have a Play Store on Android?
Yeah.
And then you're just gonna search MIT AppInventor or AI2 Companion and just download the first one you see.
Okay.
Oh, you got it emulating? Great.
For me, the emulator started.
It started? Okay, good job. So,
No, it's starting.
oh, it's starting. Okay.
Excuse me.
Mm-hmm.
Can you show me the site installing and running the emulator? Because I'm launching the AI start icon in the Windows.
Okay. Let me. Oh, for some reason I can't go to that link. Let me just. It's this link right over here. So you should see this AI starter icon on Windows. It is not on the screen, but you should see something like it on the Windows. I don't have a Windows, so I'm not really sure how it looks like, but you should see an icon which looks like this.
Yes, I'm there only.
So,
I'm there only.
oh, you're there. Okay. So all you're going to do is double click on that icon, not on this website, but like just double click it. And that's how you start the AI starter on Windows. If you have a MacBook, you do not need to do this.
It's not working.
You're not able to double click? Not on,
No,
it's not on the site.
No, I'm clicking it on the icon only.
Mm-hmm.
Well, let me show you my screen.
Mm-hmm. Oh, so you did download the on a Mac AI starter will already. Did you install the AppInventor setup package?
Not at all. I haven't.
Oh, okay. So that makes sense. So we're gonna go instructors for Windows. I will send you this link too. I'm so sorry, I had no idea. So let's go to the chat. I'll send you this link. So I sent you that link and it should say installing the AppInventor setup software package. So you're gonna download the installer, and then after you download the installer, you will need to double click on that icon.
Download the installer after that.
So have you downloaded it? We'll go through some like instructions through the process for installing it.
So in 3 minutes.
Yeah, it will take some time. While you are downloading that, if it doesn't work, then you can just go with the code with us because we also needed to complete the app. So while that is happening, I think we can continue on. So we'll switch back to our MIT AppInventor website. And this time we're going to change the text on our button. So we want the user to know what the user needs to know what's going to happen when it clicks on the button, right? So we need to change the text on that button. So if we go to our viewer and if you in the properties, if you scroll down, you should see a text box at the bottom and you should change it to talk to me. And while you change it in the properties, it'll automatically change it in the viewer. Okay. So your screen should look like this right now. You have text for button 1, but if you go to the properties and you scroll down, you're going to change this to talk to me. This way, the user will know what's going to happen when they click on the button. Can I get a thumbs up or a yes if you have completed that?
It's installed.
It's installed? Okay, great. Then you're just gonna double click on that icon. Shall we move on to the next step then?
Yeah.
Yeah? Okay.
Can you repeat how to change the name?
Oh yeah, of course. So I'm going to show it on my screen. So this is what your screen looks like right now, right? Except it doesn't say talk to me on it. But
It's written that choose the components, one MIT App Inventor tools or the other one as desktop icon.
oh wait, let me answer this question first and then I'll get to that. So if you scroll down over here, you should see a text over here, and this is where you can change the text to whatever you want. Do you see this?
No, mine doesn't say text, it says title.
Title? Oh,
Yeah.
yeah, that same thing. You can also change it in over there.
Okay. Mine doesn't say text.
Yeah, but can you change, if you type in title, does it also change? You are using a button, right?
Wait, do you click on the button and then do it?
Oh, yeah. You have to click on the button,
Oh, okay, got it.
and then you're going to change the text over there. Yeah.
Okay, next slide.
Oh, wait. There is. Oh, okay. Was there a question that somebody else had with the installing on Windows? So for you, all you need to do is double click on that icon and it should launch the AI starter.
Okay, so now we're gonna learn how to add a text-to-speech component to your app. Go to the media drawer in the palette and drag out text-to-speech component. Drop it into the viewer, and then you'll see that it says it's under non-visible components because this isn't something that the users will see on their interface. And this is, yeah. So right here we see what it looks like. Under media, there's a text-to-speech option. You click that and drag and drop it in the viewer there. You'll see that it's a non-visible component.
So if you guys have completed that, type yes in the chat.
It's written on my computer screen that choose the components. One is MIT App Inventor tools or the other one as a desktop icon. So what shall I do?
Can you show me your screen?
Just a second.
Can't really see your screen. I'm actually not sure what that is about. Is there something in which you can click like install somewhere, or?
It's just reading right two option that choose one of them. One you have to set up as a desktop or you have to set up as an app inventor file inside it only.
Oh, set up as desktop.
Okay.
Yeah.
Sure.
So for all
The
done,
desktop icon.
so for all done with that, then we can go to our next slide, right? Okay. So now we have been on our designer window the whole entire time. So we are going to switch over to the blocks editor. In the blocks editor, that is where we tell our app what it needs to do. So you will be switching between the blocks editor and the viewer if you are going to continue with AppInventor later in the future. So if you go to the top right hand corner, you should see this and it says blocks and you're just going to click on it. So mine says blocks over here and I'm just going to click on it and you should end up in a page like this. If we're all done with that, then you can type in yes in the chat.
Okay, so now I'm going to talk about the blocks editor. There are built-in blocks that handle things like math, logic, and text. Below that are the blocks that go with each of the components you add to your app. So in order to get the blocks for a certain component to show up in the blocks editor, you have to add that component to your app in the designer. Let's see what it looks like. So here we see built-in blocks. They're always available and they handle things like math, text, logic, and control. And then under that, there's component blocks, which corresponds to the components you've chosen for your app. And the blank space over here is your workspace, where you assemble all your blocks into a program. And then in the corner here, there's a trash when you want to delete any of your blocks.
Now we're going to create our first event, our button click event. So to do this, we are going to click on one of our component blocks, our button one drawer, and we're going to click and hold the when the button one dot click do event block. So if you click on button one over here, and the first one, it should be when button one dot click do, and you're just going to drag it into your workspace. So this is an event handler. It handles the event in which the user will click on button one. So if I were to go over here, I see my button one, and I'm going to drag out when button one dot click do. And this is how your workspace should look like right now. If we're all done with that, just type in yes in the chat. Okay.
So then now we're gonna program the text-to-speech action. Click on the text-to-speech drawer, and then drag the call text-to-speech speak block and drop it in the viewer. This block will make the phone speak. Because it's inside the button click, it will run when the button on your app is clicked. So this is what it looks like. We see a text-to-speech block, and then we click that and choose the call text-to-speech speak block and drag that into the button block.
So it should be the third one over here, and it should kind of just click together. And if you're done with that, just type in yes in the chat. Okay. Now we're going to fill in the message socket on our text-to-speech.speak block, because we need to tell our text-to-speech.speak block what to say. So to do this, we're going to click on one of our built-in blocks, our text drawer, and we're going to drag out the text box and plug it into the socket labeled message. So this is our text box, the first one. It's a blank one. Just going to drag it in next to message, and it should click together. And inside of here, we're going to type in the message we want our app to say. Because this is your first app, we will be saying, congratulations. So congratulations, you have made your first app. Later, you guys can change it to anything else you would like. So this is how it should look like right now. You have your text, and you're going to click on the empty text box, place it right next to message, and fill it in. Congratulations, you have created your first app. So what this essentially does is when user clicks on button one, AppInventor will call text-to-speech to speak the message, congratulations, you have made your first app. So if we're all done with that, you're going to type in yes in the chat. Okay, I think we'll move on now. So now we are going to be testing it out. Okay. So just like before, when we connected it to our device, we're going to connect it again. So if you have an emulator, you're going to click on Connect Emulator. If you have an Android, you're going to click on Connect AI Companion. So I have an Android, and I will be selecting Connect AI Companion. So Connect Companion. Oops. So you guys will be getting something different, a different code, but this is just mine. Don't use this one. Remember, it will take some time to connect, depending on which one you're using, Emulator or AI Companion.
Excuse me? Even though my AI starter program is launched, it keeps on coming as launch the AI starter program on your computer and then try again.
Oh, see, that was a bug that we have run into before. So you could try launching it again, but here is a list. If it says that and you have already launched it, then I'm not sure you can do, but is there another device connected into your computer, or is it just your phone?
No, it's coming with the emulator. I don't have the phone.
So it says try resetting the companion and reconnecting, or does it say launch the AI starter companion?
Excuse me.
Yeah.
Excuse me. It's written MIT AppInventor Tools Directory path, and then a small link is there. C:/program files brackets open times 86 brackets close slash AppInventor. It's a site there provided, and space required 177.8 MB, and space available 72.9 gigs.
May I see your computer again?
Now it's written that choose. There are some of the options given: accessories, administrative tools, any desk games, etc. There are many of them. So I'm a bit of confused in that.
See, I don't have a Windows 2, so I don't know how it would work. So if I can see it, maybe it would be better.
Well, it's for the fifth time, and it's written error for opening the file for writing. Either you can abort, retry, or ignore.
Try ignore.
It's coming again.
Oh, yeah, that's also something else. I don't think that your emulator might be working, which is okay because there are some bugs with it. But you can, other people can show how their program works to see how it would look like. And we are sharing our screen, so you'll be able to see how all of this works.
Or let me do one thing. I can join from my phone.
Oh yeah, sure, you can try that too.
Okay.
Has anybody connected to their phone or emulator?
Is anyone able to test your app out? If so, type yes. Oh, nice.
Oh, really? If you guys want, you can show us how it works. See, I'll show how mine works. Can you see my phone, everybody?
No.
No? Okay. But
What's the code?
maybe.
Excuse me.
Turn the brightness down.
What's the code? I'm joining from my phone now.
The code?
Because it feels.
Oh,
Yes, yes, yes.
yeah,
Go.
I'll send you the code. 1 second, let me scroll. Let me send it in the chat.
Are you talking about the 6-digit code the app asks you to type in?
That, yes, it's that one only. That one.
Oh, that
Sorry
one.
to bother you. Sorry to bother you again and again.
Okay.
So go to the website and do you see a connect option?
Yes.
Connect and click AI Companion.
I'm on my phone and I've downloaded the app.
You're on your phone. With your computer, you need to connect from your computer to your phone.
Okay.
You should have
Okay.
2 devices open if you're not using the emulator, your computer and your phone. On your computer, you need to click on connect and then AI companion. Once you do that and your AI starter program is launched, you should get a code. And that code you will need to type into your phone. Oh, good job, Kimberly. So if yours does work, then it should talk to me. It says, oops. Congratulations. You have made your first app. So that's how it should work for everybody. So congratulations, you guys have made your first app. So everyone has gotten it to start working.
The emulator is loading on my device.
Does it keep on counting down and it doesn't stop?
It says starting the Android emulator. Please wait. This might take a minute or two. So far, it's taken at least 5 minutes.
Is there like a countdown happening where it goes from like 10, 9, 8, and then it
No,
just, no?
no,
But it's just taking really long?
yeah.
Okay, let me see what I can do with that. Okay. So maybe you need to update the AppInventor software. I'm not sure because if it keeps on counting down a loop, but that's not your problem, right? Then you should do that. But see, sometimes with emulators, there's some bugs, so it might not work. But that is completely fine because you guys can see it. If other people also want to share how theirs app works, you guys can see it too. Like, if everyone who has gotten it to successfully working have tested out their app correctly, I think we can move on to the next part, right? Okay, so we are gonna move back to our MIT App Inventor website, and we're gonna make our app a little bit more interesting. So we're gonna, from the user interface drawer, we're gonna drag out another component. This component is called the text box, and we're gonna drag it onto our viewer. So what is a text box? A text box is a component which allows the users to enter in whatever text they want to. So if we have our palette and our user interface, we'll see text box, and we're gonna drag it and place it on top of our Talk to Me button. If I were to go to designer and I'd say text box, I'm gonna drag it and place it on top of Talk to Me. If we're all done with that, make sure you type in yes in the chat.
Great, next one. So then now, let me see. Okay, so then now we will try to get the text that the user types from the text box. And in the blocks editor, click text box 1 and the drawer will open. The green blocks in the text box 1 drawer are the getters and setters for the text box 1 component. They either get or set what is in the text box. So you want your app to speak out loud whatever is currently in the text box 1 text or whatever is typed into the text box. So drag out the text box 1 text getter block. This is what it looks like. It's the so you see this text box 1 option, and then there's a lot of blocks, and choose the text box 1 dot text block.
So if you go down, you have to scroll down a little bit, and you should say text box 1 dot text. You're just going to drag this out.
And then, and then now we set the button click event to speak the text that is in the text box. So pull out the congratulations text box and plug it into text box 1 dot text box block. So then here you see text box 1 dot text, and then you have the congratulations block, and then you connect that you connect the 2 blocks. So then instead of speaking congratulations,
And you can take this and put it in the trash. So if we're all done with that, make sure you type in yes in the chat so you know when to move on.
So go ahead. So then now we will try and test our app again. So how this should work is that your app should speak out whatever is currently in the text box. So instead of congratulations, it will speak out whatever is in the text box.
So just like how we've connected it before, you're going to connect it again. Have any of you guys managed to connect it yet?
No.
No? Okay. Well, I have right now, and what you should have, you can't see it right now, but it's basically what you see in your viewer. You'll see your text box and your talk to me. I'm gonna type in hello in my text box. Then I'm gonna click on the talk to me button, and I don't know if you heard that, and I'll increase the volume. Hello. Yeah, so basically it says whatever is in the text box. And that is another version of the talk to me app.
Has anyone gotten that to work yet?
Okay, great job, everybody. So now we're gonna do an extra assignment. So this assignment, you will be doing completely by yourselves. Oh, I wrote hello in the text box. You should have dragged in a text box out and put it on top of the button. So I typed in hello in the text box. I'm not sure if you can see me. And then I just clicked on talk to me.
Okay, thanks.
So we're going to do an extra assignment, and this one you guys will be doing completely by yourselves. Obviously, you can ask questions if you need any help. So you're going to create a new project named Translate. It's going to take your Talk to Me app to the next level. So this Translate will use two new components that you guys haven't used yet. It'll use the labels and the Yandex Translate component, which is found in the media drawer, to translate whatever is in a text box. So your viewer, I'm going to show you what your viewer should look something like. So here is my Translate. It should look something like this in the end, your Translate app. So you should have something which says type in something to translate, a text box. What language do you want to translate to? Another text box, and a translate button. So what this should do, it should get the text the user wants and the language the user wants to translate it into. And when the user clicks on translate, it should either speak out the translation or print the translation onto the screen. You guys will have, oh, you guys will have about 16, 15 minutes to complete this, or 20 minutes to complete this. And your time starts now. Remember, if you have any questions, you can just ask us. Also, you guys can do this in any creative way you want to. So you can change the properties for the text box. You can do this in any way you want to, but essentially it should just say the translation of the user's text out loud or print it out. So just use your creativity to create your own version of the Translate app. So how are you guys on it with this app right now? Are you done with the setting up of the viewer? Are you on to the coding? So if you are started with the coding, or then type in yes. If not, then type in no. Okay. So there is something else with this talk to translate app, that you need to know. So App Inventors has something called its language services, which it accesses to translate all of these things. So App Inventor's language services will not recognize the languages if the user were to type in like Spanish or German. What it will recognize though is the code for that language. So for example, if I were to type in hello and I wanted this translate app to translate hello into Spanish, and I were to type in Spanish, App Inventor's languages services will not recognize that. But if I were to type in the language code for that language, so for example, if I were to type in SPA instead of Spanish, the App Inventor's language services will be like, oh, okay, that's Spanish. And then it'll either print out the translation or say the translation, depending on what you put in your code. So here are all the language codes, which works. So you can use Czech, Spanish, German, French, Dutch, Italian, or Polish. And these are the codes which go with it. Nor the ones on the bottom. It's only the ones at this side. I'll give you guys about 8 more minutes. Make sure while you're coding it too, you can connect it to your device anytime you want, just to make sure that it's running and it's working correctly the way you want it to. Is anybody close to being done with the code, or how many more minutes do you guys want? Type it in the chat. $15? Okay. I'll give about 10 minutes because, yeah. Give them 5 more minutes. You guys have about 5 more minutes or like 6 minutes to complete this Talk to Me app, Translate app. It's okay if you don't complete it now. I'll still like show the code and how it's supposed to work. Two more minutes and then I'll show you the code of what I've done. And if anyone
Oh, sorry, you go.
And if anyone has done mine a different way, you guys can share it if you wanted to.
How much time's left for the meeting?
For the meeting or for the
Ending, I mean.
end of the meeting, there's about 12 more minutes. But for this app,
So,
you'll have.
Anita, I'm lagging behind, so I'm on a downloading file. So please, can you give me some more time, please?
Oh yeah, of course.
Thank you.
While they're talking about other things, you can be coding too. And if you want, I can go back to the slides.
I just wanted to tell you that if the time will get over, example that it's before the participants, the host, me, you, and Lauren. So I wanted to tell you that I'm like lagging behind, and if I'm not able to complete my programming to make the app, so will you be able to help me in that?
Yeah, sure, I can do that.
Okay, thanks a lot.
Mm-hmm. Are you still on the Talk to Me or are you on the Translate app?
No, I'm downloading the file. It's taking a lot of time.
Oh, while you're downloading the file, you can also continue coding.
Okay.
So have you managed to create a button in Talk to Me?
Not able to.
So let me go to it. So do you have created your Talk to Me app, right? Like started the
Yes,
project.
that I have.
So you should be on a screen that looks something like this.
No, you're not able to understand me. I am. You gave us some links, so these links were not working, and my connection was down in my area. So now it's up. So I'm on that site that you gave me the link.
Mm-hmm. And while it's downloading over there, you can also program over here too, right?
Okay.
So you're gonna need to, okay. For now, I'll help you after the workshop. So,
Okay.
so for the Translate app, I'll show you the code in which I have, oh, this is not the Translate app. Okay, let me go back. So for the Translate app, so yours should look something like this for those of you who have completed the Translate app. What I did, instead of it saying it out loud, I printed it out onto the screen. That's how I programmed it as. So I have 3 labels. A label is another component in which you can just, basically a label, like a title. And I have 2 text boxes, a button, and a Yandex Translate 1 component. If I go over to my blocks, I have 2 events and 2 event handlers, one which handles the event in which button 1 is clicked, and one which handles the event in which Yandex Translate 1 gets a translation. So what happens in here is when the user clicks on button 1, it'll call AppInventor's language services or Yandex Translate 1, and it'll request a translation from it. And the language to translate to is in text box 2, and the text to translate to is in text box 1. So once Yandex Translate 1 has all that information from text box 2 to text box 1.txt, it'll get the translation. So this is the translation over here, get translation. So when Yandex Translate 1 got translation, so I have a blank label. This is a blank label. I put nothing in it right now, but it's going to set that blank label and it's going to set some text in there, and it's going to set the text your translation is, and it'll get the translation. So this is something called join, in which you can join 2 text boxes together. And this is where, say, your translation is and get translation. So that is how I did my code. Have you guys done it a different way, or?
Anyone able to get it work with some kind of different code?
If not, you guys can use this one. I can send you the slides to use this code if yours does not work. But let us move on to the next one.
Okay. So now that we've learned how to code on AppInventor, we can look at some examples other people did, some other apps people made on AppInventor. And could you show them the super mini golf? Okay, this is an app someone else did on AppInventor. It's called Super Mini Golf. Here's the code they did to make this app. It is a mini golf game. So
basically with AppInventor, you can create many projects like this. If you have like more practice and go from the basics, you can create a really big project such as this person did, and basically create a bunch of cool stuff with AppInventor.
yeah, and you can find more examples on the website. Also, if you would like to work on more projects, visit this link. This link we're going to send into the chat.
Just send it in the chat.
Visit this link, and here's where there are more project ideas and tutorials for it. So if you get stuck on one project, you can check the tutorial and learn how to make that code.
Mhm.
Thank you so much for attending this workshop. And if you like this workshop, there are numerous ways that you can get involved with Codenovate in the future. If you are a high school or college student, you can become a chapter lead or outreach ambassador, and you can find more information about that on our website and on our Instagram. And if you aren't quite eligible for that yet, you can follow us on our Instagram or visit our website for more information about our future workshops and programs as well. We're planning for fall virtual workshops and programs, so please look out for that in the future if you would be interested. And you can email us at contact@codenovate.org if you have any questions about anything or need any further help with any projects that you're doing. And you can learn more about being a chapter lead or outreach ambassador on our website and Instagram. Before all of you leave, we'd really appreciate if you could fill out a quick feedback form so we can receive your feedback and improve for our next workshops. So you can go to the link from the chat, or you can enter it in your browser at www.tinyurl.com/codenovate-feedback, and we would really appreciate if you could fill this out.
Thank you, Sonia. They want to see the golf project again.
Mhm. So the link for the feedback form is in the chat if you need to access it, and this is the golf project. If you want, I can send you guys the link for the super mini golf too.
Also, please don't leave the Zoom without filling out the feedback form. Thank you.
So here's how the golf form looks like, and if you want to see the blocks, this is how it looks like. So make sure you guys complete the feedback form and then you can leave. So thank you so much for coming to today's workshop. I really hope you guys enjoyed it. Yeah.
Yeah, I hope you guys make some really cool projects with AppInventor.
I'm having a difficulty. Can I share screen to show you?
Oh yeah, sure. Let me. Okay.